Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome back to Courtside with Ash. Let's go. W's in the chat from all my Atlanta Dream fans. What an amazing win for us, y'all. We're back on top. Let's get it. Let's go. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all, I'm not even going to lie. I didn't even know who barely any of those players were on the other team. So I really didn't even know what to expect. I was looking at those players and I was like, who is this? Like, I have no idea who these people are. I mean, I wasn't familiar with barely any of their games. Now, they got some people over there who can shoot, they got some people over there who can do some stuff, but I just wasn't familiar with their game. So I was like, who are these people? The only person I knew, actually, there's two people I knew. The only one of the people I knew was Bridget Carlton, but she wasn't playing, but I knew she was on that team. And then I knew Sarah Ashley Barker from when she used to play at Alabama. And I'm actually happy that she got an opportunity because I know she had some issues with being waived and stuff like that, but she actually balled out. She's a hooper. So I'm happy she was able to get an opportunity to play on that team. And but overall, good win for the Dream. That was a great win for us. I think overall we were just the better team. Um, Ultimately, you guys, there's still some things that I really want us to clean up. But I will say last night, y'all, we had a way better start than we've had in most of these games. We started off, we were the aggressors. We were the ones that were on top. We were the ones that came out with the lead. They were the ones fighting back. And it felt good to be in that position. It felt good to be the ones who were not starting off at the bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt good to be the ones where they had to try to catch up to us. I mean, most of the game, we controlled the entire game. They had moments where they did cut back into the lead. And yes, like I said, it did get a little stressful, but it wasn't as stressful as it usually has been, if that makes sense. But overall, like I said, it's a great win for us, y'all. I have a couple of people and things that I want to shout out about that game. First of all, let's give the game ball to Angel Reese. Let's give Angel Reese the game ball. Y'all let me know who y'all think should get the game ball. But I'm going to say Angel Reese. 18 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, she's finding her groove, y'all. She is finding her groove. There was some really crazy little fouls and stuff that was called and stuff like that, but whatever. I mean, that's out of her control. But I love that she didn't let that get to her, didn't get in her head, didn't deter her. If anything, it just made her play even harder. So I love that about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that, I think she got a tech for like waving off the refs. And I'm not playing basketball, so I can say this, but them refs was soft. You know what I'm saying? These refs in the W are getting softer and softer by the day. They got to cut it out. You just waving somebody off. Like, I feel like just let that go. Why is that a tech? Or is it a tech because it's Angel Reese? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like that's not a tech. I feel like it's not that deep. Like, just play ball. Let them play. Sometimes these refs act like they in the game. You're not. You're here to officiate and you're here to make sure that this game, doesn't get out of hand and people aren't fouling and all the things. Like, that's what you're here to do. But like all that other stuff, they gotta stop. They gotta cut that stuff out. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, shout out to Angel Reese. Amazing game. They were intentional about getting her the ball on the block. And so I was happy to see that the coach made those adjustments. Like I said in the last video, that was what I was looking for. I was looking for the coach to make adjustments. Like when we played the last game, I felt like we went away from what was working previously, and so when we played the links, I felt like we were not emphasizing going to the post. I saw they went to the post with Medina, they went to the post with Angel, and it worked. It worked. There were certain points where they was guarding her, they was blocking her shot, but she still was being aggressive, and I love the fact that she just didn't give up down there. So for me, the game ball has to go to Angel Reese. Another game ball that I'm gonna give, and I know this might sound a little crazy because I have two things to say, and this is about Rhyne Howard. Y'all know I love to talk about Rhyne Howard because I still feel like Rhyne Howard, when she's on, you can't stop her. You just can't stop her. My first point about Rhyne Howard is that she did not score at all in the first quarter, which means she did not look for her shot. She was not being aggressive. And for me, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like an aggressive Rhyne Howard. I like a Rhyne Howard who's maybe shot a couple of free throws in the first quarter, going to the basket, looking for her shot. That's what I want to see from her. So I'm hoping they make those adjustments and make sure that they, get Rhyne Howard to the basket. Like I said, like drive to the basket. I saw the other team getting layups and going to the basket. I'm like, you can't tell me Rhyne Howard can't go do that, Or, you know, when she's going to the basket, if she don't have it, kick it out. But we gotta get more towards the basket. That's our bread and butter. We're taking way too many perimeter shots. But the reason why I said I will give her a pass and I'm gonna give her the other game ball is because I think she had like 5 or 6 steals, which means she was getting it done on the defensive end. And so you know how I feel. Defense wins championships. And when it comes to Rhyne Howard, I know offensively that she is a bucket. But I love the fact that she showed up defensively, and I love the fact that she was making it tough on the other team. And so you getting 5 or 6 steals, okay, cool. I'll give you a pass. I'll give you a pass. And so, also Naz Hillmon, that's another person who showed up today. I love the way that she played. She also had like 5 or 6 steals. I think she had like 14 points. So her game is starting to come together very nicely, just as I suspected that it would. So shout out to Naz Hillmon for starting to put it together. Alicia Gray, she didn't have her best game, but she still had double figures. She still had some steals as well. So I got to tip my hat to her for just playing her game. Um, who am I missing? Jordan Canada, she's always I just love Jordan Canada. I don't think she gets enough credit. I just feel like she knows when to look for her shot. She knows when to be aggressive. Like the team could just be in a drought and we'll be like, oh my God, no one's making any shots. Everyone's taking print. Like we're just not, our offense isn't flowing, and she'll go to the basket and get fouled. And, she'll go to the rim and try to make a shot or whatever the case is. So, or she'll know what play to make. And that goes to her IQ. Like she's a true point guard that just doesn't get enough credit in this league. So shout out to Jordan Canada. I think overall, if I'm not mistaken, I think all of our starters had double figures, and Jordan Canada was 1 point away with 9 points. And so we just gotta, what I'm saying, we gotta look at this and we gotta say this is a good game. We were balanced. All of our players played well. I love to see when almost all of your starters, or at least you have like 4 or 5 people in double figures, because that means that the ball is moving around. That means that it's not just a lopsided game. You're not just depending on one person, but everybody's touching the ball, everybody's eating, everyone's doing what they need to do. So that's always what I look for. I think that's the indicator of a great team win, with everyone getting a piece of the pie. And so shout out to all of our starters. I think everybody just had a really good game, like overall. And shout out to our bench as well. Pow Pow, Medina Okai. I think Medina Okai is it's going to take her some time to really develop. You know what I mean? I think she is a raw talent because she's so tall and she's so big, but she doesn't really necessarily know how to use her body all the way. She doesn't really know how to get her footwork where it needs to be. Is her footwork isn't where it needs to be. You know what I mean? But ultimately, too, the crazy part is I think she's only been playing basketball for like, I think they said like 5 or 6 years, which is so crazy to me, because she's in the WNBA and you've only been playing like 5 or 6 years. Meanwhile, people have been playing their whole life and can't even get to the W. So, um, but I guess that's the joy too of just being so tall as well. And I'm not just saying she's just tall. She can actually play. I watched her play at South Carolina. She can really play. For her to only have been playing for 5 or 6 years, like she's actually pretty nice. But she does need to, to develop, and I think that's going to happen with time. We just got to be patient with her. One of the thoughts that I was having too was like, do we need another post player? Do we need another vet post player that can come in and just, what I'm saying, bring that toughness and that strength? The only issue I was kind of thinking, is that going to hinder Medina Okot's development? That's the only reason why I would say no. But at the same time, we're trying to win. You know what I'm saying? I want her to develop, and I also want to win. And I want to win a championship. I'm not talking about just winning these games. Like, I want to win these games. This is nice. But I want us to be able to contend for a championship. So do we need to do that to be able to contend for a championship? And I also, like I said, I want her to continue to develop. But if you bring the right person in, she can learn from them. Angel Reese is still kind of young too, and she's still working on her footwork a little bit. She can learn from Angel, and she can learn from Brianna, which I think is a really good person to learn from as well. I'm just talking about coming off the bench, because I think when Brianna comes, she's for sure going to be starting. And so you're going to have Angel starting and you're going to have Brianna starting. And so Those are going to be your starters. So I'm just talking about a bench, a post player that can come off the bench just to give us a little bit more depth. I feel like that's what we need. We have a lot of guards, so I think we need like one more post player. That's just my personal opinion. But overall, like I'm proud of Okad. I'm proud of all of our team. I'm proud of Borlace. I like her. I like Pow Pow. I like um, everybody. Everybody that come. Everybody that contributes to our team. Like I feel like our coach is starting to kind of learn these rotations a little bit better. I think he's still trying to figure these things out. And I know it's probably hard because we have so much talent, like in different areas. Like some people can come in and play defense. Pow Pow's like an energizer bunny. I mean, Okot's tall. Like you got to figure out when to give everybody their moment, and then still make sure the starters are getting their minutes too. So I know that can't be easy because we do have a lot of talent on our team. But ultimately, you guys, like I said, this was a great team win. Angel Reese, game ball. They keep doubting my girl. They keep talking all this stuff, but she keeps proving them wrong. Also, I seen a stat where they said she is the fastest player to 900 rebounds in like 71 games. She's only played 71 games and she has 900 rebounds. Nobody else has ever done that. So she continues to break records while people keep talking. She keeps breaking records. We're winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like keep proving them wrong. That's my message to her. Keep proving them wrong. And until next time, y'all, make sure that y'all like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what y'all think. Who y'all think get the game ball? Because like I said, I feel like it's Angel Reese. But y'all let me know. Also, let me know what y'all thought about that game. Let me know what y'all thinking about how we looking so far. And until next time, I hope y'all have a beautiful and amazing Saturday. Peace.